Plane for formation aerobatics.
Yes, it was. The guys did a very good job with the 104. It was very, very stable, especially high speed, low level, for which of course we use in the low level ground attack and strike role in the early days. So it was a great airplane for formation, but it was really known for its high speed. And one name that comes to mind, who is perhaps one of the most famous starfighter pilots here in Cold Lake, was Flight Lieutenant Rennie Serrero, who flew with the Golden Centenaires. And with him was another legendary character from Cold Lake, Jake Miller. He flew to Voodoo with the Centenaires and later became one of the premier CF5 aerobatic pilots in the Canadian Forces and flew right over here out of Cold Lake.
To take us back to these memories and for you to be able to see them, a tradition of excellence. Now, you're selling a book here as well, and you almost need a wagon to take it home. This thing is a brick of a book, but I don't think you've left anything out. And as we see again, this old Fokker Universal flying over, that is just an amazing restoration job. And again, such a rare opportunity to see that thing in the air here flying. And then coming around will be the Warbird, and we mentioned the Goldilocks being a demonstration team that used the Warbird, and you've written significantly and extensively about them in the book as well.
Yeah, the Goldilocks were a very famous team. They were actually created in Moose Jaw, RCF Station Moose Jaw in 1962 as a bit of a spoof on the Golden Hawks, who of course were the flashy Sabre team that became world famous. But the Goldilocks did an excellent job. They had a 7-aircraft show, and they flew between 1962 and 1964, all the way as far east as Toronto in the Canadian National Exhibition. So they were a great team.
The Sabre was a handful, that's to say one thing, but the Warbird, this big couple of tons of airplane, metal pretty much all over except some of the control surfaces. That's a hard airplane to haul around, but they did haul them around, didn't they?
They really hauled them around, and you're going to see a perfect demonstration of that here with probably the best Warbird demonstration pilot in the world in Bud Granley. And Bud has been in the airshow business, I think this is his 42nd or 43rd year.
So press flights with, and you can imagine that's a ride. And a couple of the snowbirds yesterday, I know, had the privilege of going with them. And again, this camaraderie and a cross-border thing, and quite an opportunity for them too. It really is. It was great to see the Thunderbirds go down with the snowbirds yesterday, and I'm sure that they were coming up with one as it was for the two snowbirds that flying with them. And this fraternity is very rare. You know, there's only a small handful of premier jet teams in the world. Our privilege, and of course, they've represented us in Canada so well.
You see, I'm not military, so I can speak my mind and just say how important it is that myself and the other Canadian members of the public make sure that something like this is understood to be by our politicians as a Canadian icon, and that it's always there.
It's a wonderful heritage. Millions of people go out and watch these shows every year. In fact, Snowbirds have performed now before over 100 million people. So what a great legacy and a worthwhile one.
Well, I'm going to let you get back to the business of selling your book too, Leanne, and from time to time, if we get a chance throughout the weekend, I'll tap you for some more information too, because you're a walking book, which is outstanding, the work that you put into this. Again, a tradition of excellence, something that can't be picked up here. Look forward to independent bookstores across Canada.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rick. I really appreciate your help and support, and I appreciate you guys.
That's Dan Dempsey, folks, former Snowbird lead, and again, author of Canada's Airshow Team Heritage, the book again called The Tradition of Excellence. And above us, again, a beautiful photo opportunity of this vintage aircraft, this Fokker Universal, pioneering some of the aviation here in Canada in the past, bringing supplies in and moving passengers around in the good old days, the early days, the golden age of flight, if you will. And again, if you're just arriving, and many of you are, a little reminder about the parking lot situation too. There is a plan out there. I know it may not have seemed like that at first, and it probably won't seem like that this afternoon when you're heading home too, but there is a plan. The way the marshals are moving you is the fastest way in and the fastest way out, the easiest way to move you around here. So your cooperation was surely appreciated this morning, and will be again this afternoon when they try and get you home as quickly as possible. So bear with them. We're going to be moving an awful lot of people in and out. I understand that the population here at Cold Lake is normally around 12,000, 14,000 people.
And this weekend, they expect to see between 40 and 50,000 people coming into your community. So again, bear with them in the traffic situation. They've got it figured out. Thank you, Dan. Always so helpful. The first great runner and the Harvard aircraft as well. Another beginning in static display off to the right, where you can see a DC-3. There's an expediter over there. A great collection of aircraft. Make sure you see all of the static display. Again, we don't get things really underway as far as the flying demonstration with the zoom and the boom and all that stuff until after 11:30 this morning. But we have lots of interesting things for you throughout the morning. The big aircraft, the rocket, and now to radio control. There's a couple of aircraft going up at once here. First is training type airplane. Everybody learns how to fly radio control with full-scale pilots. This second, a more advanced plane called the Morrison Bravo, built and followed by the Frank Myron Colt. And that model is a gift from SIG manufacturer and powered by a 1.8 cubic inch multi-technical evacuation. And the model spans 72 inches, weighs about 16.5 pounds.